Discipline is a lie. You're sold this myth of 5 a.m. wake ups, non-stop grinding, sacrificing everything for success. But let's be real. How's that working out for you? Exhausted? Overwhelmed? Still feeling like it's never enough? I know. I used to be there, sweating blood trying to force myself to achieve the impossible. I was miserable. For years, I built these strict plans, forcing myself to obey them, only to feel like a failure for not being able to keep up. I've helped countless others escape the same trap. The problem isn't discipline itself, it's how we're using it. A toxic cycle of self-punishment. You think pushing harder leads to happiness, but what if there is another way? What if it's not about pushing through, but flowing through? It's time we ditch the hustle that's killing your joy for a strategy that gets results and lets you love your life again. Let's stop surviving and start thriving, and I'm going to show you how. Let's talk about the red flags, the warning signs that your discipline has become toxic. It's sneaky, you don't even realize it. First, you might notice something called the unbreakable rules. Your schedule is law. A canceled plan, a meltdown. Unexpected delays, rage. I've been there. I once freaked out at a coffee shop because they didn't have my usual drink. I was so stuck in my plan, any deviation felt like a personal attack. Have you ever freaked out over a wrong order or a friend being late? That's the unbreakable rules, a prison of your own making. And then there is the joy stealers. Hobbies? Forgotten. Everything feels like a chore, even what you used to love. Gaming, now a stress source for hidden targets, not fun. It's tragic. We're talking emotional suppression, bottling things up. You're a pressure cooker, burying feelings to maintain control. Ever snapped at someone and then felt ashamed? That's pent-up frustration boiling over. It's no longer discipline, it's torture. And finally, the dream killer, the fear of failure. You're so terrified of messing up, you don't even try. I know what it feels like. I remember having this big creative project in mind for years, but I never did it due to fear of messing up and disappointing myself. All those brilliant ideas left unstarted because of the fear of not being perfect. This is fear holding you hostage. This discipline is no longer serving you, it's sabotaging you. So what do all these red flags mean? What's the root cause of this toxicity? It's not what you think. It's a misunderstanding of control. We think discipline means controlling everything, outcomes, opinions, the world. You're not God. I've learned that the hard way. Trying to control externals is like herding cats, frustrating and futile. Truth, you can control your internal factors, your mindset, reactions, and choices. This toxic discipline is fueled by the perfectionist, that voice saying, if it's not perfect, you're worthless. It's a trap, an impossible standard that leads to disappointment. We're trapped in this push mentality, forcing ignoring our bodies and mindsets, pushing through burnout because that's what disciplined people do. We think that's the way to success. So here is another surprising truth about control. You do not control the universe, but you do control yourself. Imagine being completely absorbed in what you're doing, time melting away. That's flow focused, energized, and creative. It's the opposite of forced discipline. It's magical, it's effortless, enjoyable, and productive. You become a conduit for creativity. You can't force flow, but you can cultivate it. That's where intentional flexibility comes in. It's not about being lazy, it's about being smart and kind to yourself. It's aligning your goals with your values, focusing on the journey, not just the destination. Do you want success at the cost of your happiness or a sustainable path that allows you to thrive? Flow isn't some mystical state, it's a skill, and intentional flexibility is your training plan. So let's get practical. How do we build a life of flow? First, the rebel breaks. Self-compassion breaks. Schedule them like any meetings. They are essential acts against toxic discipline. Read, game, walk in nature, guilt-free. Second, the mindful adjustment. Plan not working? Change it. Burnout, rest. This isn't failure, it's intelligence. Listen to your body and adjust course. Third, the flow triggers. What pulls you into that zone? Coding, writing, gaming? Whatever it is, do more of them. Exercise. Keep a flow journal for a week, noting when you felt most engaged. Fourth, the flow zone. Optimize your environment, minimize distractions, silence notifications. Fifth, the time blocks. Dedicated, uninterrupted time for deep work. Sixth, the presence, mindfulness. Being present helps you slip into flow. Even 5 minutes of breathing can help. And lastly, the explorer. Embrace experimentation. Try new things, keep a weekly reflection session, and prioritize a joy list. Activities that bring pure joy. This is about a life that's productive and fulfilling, where you achieve your goals without sacrificing your well-being. This is about thriving. Toxic discipline is a trap, not a path to success. Intentional flexibility and flow are the keys. Ditch the grind, embrace the journey. You deserve a life that's both successful and joyful. Let's thrive.